Hi, and welcome to Sequencing Events and After Recounting Events. Order is everything. What is order, you ask? Order is putting things together one after the other in a way that it happened. We use this in writing, okay? You have to have order. It is written for someone who wants to know how the story happened. And it is written in chronological order. Oh, what a big word. Chronological order just means what happened first, what happened second, what happened third, what happened fourth, blah, 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 and onwards. Let's start with sequencing of events for an example. How to make tea. How to make a cup of tea. Look at Gromit there. Gromit, you remember Gromit. Gromit's making some tea. So how do we make it? First, we boil some water. Next, serve the water in a cup or pour the water in a cup. Then put the tea bag into the water. After, add some sugar and milk. Finally, add a biscuit or a cookie and enjoy. So here we have what happened first, what happened secondly, next, after, and then finally. Do you have it? You see how that works? Great. Another example of sequence or order in writing. How to make a snowman. Okay, so the kids on the right are going to make a snowman. So how do we do it? When we're writing it, we have to tell the reader what we're going to do first. So start with the word first, comma, make a big snowball. Next, comma, make a medium-sized snowball. Then, comma, make a small snowball. And we put it on the top. Last, add details like the eyes, the nose, the mouth. We usually put a carrot for the nose. A hat, he gets a hat. Some arms and some buttons. Sometimes you give him a scarf. But those are the things that we do. We put them in order. We put them first, second or next, then, and then last. You need words like these to tell a story, sequencing words. These words show chronological sequence of events. First, finally, next, after, second. These are some examples. Okay. Before we talk about recount, I want to talk about the prefix re. Prefixes are the little letters that come before the main word. So the prefix is re, and what does that mean? We can look at the examples here. Rewrite, recreate, reread, rebuild, retry, refill, redraw, replay, revisit. Sometimes we have things like recount or recycle, you know that word. All of these words start with the letters RE or the prefix re. What does it mean? It simply means again. Chronological order. Recounts, now we're talking about a recount. So something that you're doing again. You're recounting or you're telling it again. They are usually written in chronological order. This means putting things in an order that they actually happened in. So let's look at the example here on the left with the green check mark. I called my friend and asked if he wanted to play football. He agreed to meet me at Dover Park at 11 a.m. I arrived a few minutes late, but he didn't mind. We had a brilliant game for an hour and then I walked home. So the writer is saying uh, what they did first, and then what they did next, and then after what they did. It has an order to it. Now let's look at the wrong example on the right-hand side. We had a brilliant game for an hour, and then I walked home. He agreed to meet me at Dover Park at 11 a.m. I called my friend and asked if he wanted to play football. I arrived a few minutes late, but he didn't mind. What? Nobody knows what the heck is going on. So what do we have to do? We have to put this stuff in order. So the one on the left is correct. The one on the right is wrong. Now, when you want to tell a story that happened in the past, you are recounting the events. And we recount writing to tell events and describe things that have happened. So you're going to have to use the what? Yeah, the past tense. All the verbs and all the writing has to talk about things that happened in the past. When you are recounting things, you're telling the story that has just happened or happened in the past, whether it's 1 minute ago or it's yesterday or it was this past summer or it was last year. Those are examples of recounting. A recount is telling a story of what happened before. Remember that events are told as they occurred. The reader needs to know what the story is about. Also, the reader needs to know where it took place, why it took place, when it took place, and who was in the story. These are your W questions. You have to put those in there. Without these, your reader will have a big headache and be very confused and not understand anything that you say. You must have order with all your W questions in your story. Got it? Recount. A recount tells about events that have happened to you or other people. Okay, the title, a brief name for the experience or the event, and we can look at the example on the right. The title here is At the Beach. Orientation tells when and where the event began and who was there. So we need to answer these questions next. And the example is, while we were at the beach, we had a cool swim. That answers when and where. Now the events. Tells the events in the order that they happened. After our swim, we built sand castles. And then later, it began to rain, so we packed up and then we went home. Now in the end or the reorientation, we're going to tell how the experience ended and some thoughts that you may have about it. We were tired from our day at the beach, so we went to bed early. So that's a good example of recounting the events of the day at the beach. It answers who was there, my friend and I, and where were we? We were at the beach. When? It was Saturday. And what happened? We were swimming and building sand castles. So those are all those important W questions answered. Next. Here's our W questions again for us to remind us. The who did you go with or who was there? Who did you play with? The what did you do? What happened next? What was your favorite part? The when was it? When did it happen? When did the event take place? Where were you? Where did you go? Where did it happen? Why? Why did you go there? Why did you like it? And then you can also ask the how. How did it make you feel? Maybe you can put that at the end. That would be a very good idea. Okay, so again, Here are some things to keep in mind when you're writing. This is a recount writing mat. You can use this. So the when, these are all the dates. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, at the weekend, last week, last month. Those are some examples. The where, here's some examples. Home or at the park, shops, cinema, restaurant or at the seaside. Who, mom or dad, brother, sister, friend, maybe a cousin. What, what did you do? So here's some examples of some verbs: played, watched, ate, danced, shopped, went to, read. Okay, so you're writing this in the first person, I, me, or we, and you're always using the past tense when recounting your writing, okay? And you're using these kinds of words, transition words, to use in your writing on the bottom here. Firstly, that's what happens first. Next is the second thing or the following thing. Then, after that, then a little bit later, we just say later. And then in the end, we can use the word finally or in conclusion. That's fine too. Okay, now we're going to try a recount of your daily routine. Think back to the morning. Ugh, morning. I don't like mornings, especially on school days. And then think about what you do in the morning. I wake up. That's generally number one. So that's first. Then what do you do next or second? Brush teeth. Yes. Next, what do you do? Comb hair, maybe, or brush hair. Next, get dressed. Later on, put on shoes. After that, make your bed, make my bed, make your bed. And after that, I get my lunch or prepare my lunch for school and put it in my backpack. And then go to school. Go to school. Finally, I go to school on the service bus with the service bus. And then I go to school. That's the morning routine. Maybe you have a different routine, but if so, I would like you to try right now. Put your routine in order. The first thing, the next thing, later on, and then end it with finally, okay? And now after that, you can begin to write your story. Any kind of story that you write. If you're retelling it to somebody, you can use your past tense words and you know how to put it together in order. And that's a beautiful thing. Okay, good luck on your writing now that you have some order to it.